From Pat Catan Stadium at Strongsville High School, it's girls high school lacrosse between the Hoover Vikings and the Strongsville Mustangs. Hi, everybody. Jared Vinecourt joined alongside Nick Terwarick. Nick, this should be an exciting game between these two teams. Let's start with the Hoover Vikings. The Hoover Vikings 5-0 to start the season, and they've been doing tremendously offensively, outscoring their opponents in the last two games, 38-0. And it all starts with their two leading scorers, Kim Ati, along with Melina McFadden, both with 19 goals on the season. Those two have been a big contributor for the offensive production of the Vikings so far in the early going this season.
Yeah, definitely they have. And Kim Adi, she had 9 goals against Cleveland Heights. Just an absurd game. And the Vikings are rolling right now. I mean, their last two games, 20-0, 18-0. They've scored at least 16 goals in all 5 games this season. And today they look to go to 6-0.
As for the Strongsville Mustangs, they are 5-4 this season. A little streaky. Won 4 in a row, then lost 4 in a row. They beat Brunswick this past weekend 14-7 to get back in the winning column. 2-0 in the conference. And their leading scorers, Addie Owen Kren, the junior, along with junior Sophie Adonich. Those two have really been the leading factor for the Mustangs here in the early going.
Yeah, they've been very productive, and this Mustangs team, it's a team that has been playing pretty well lately, and they look to continue that against a tough matchup tonight against Hoover, but it should be a good game.
Let's take a look at our starting lineups this evening. Let's start with the Hoover Vikings with head coach John Streb. At defense, the junior, number 1, Kaylee Venata. Also at defense, the junior, number 7, Nia Kitchens. Also at defense, the senior, number 12, Blake LaChance. And also at defense, the senior, number 29, Madison Slawknocker. Your attackswomen and midfielders, starting with junior number 5, Avery Miller, junior number 14, Stella Shantz, senior number 21, Isabella Oler, senior number 24, Melina McFadden, junior number 37, Jillian Lakota, and junior number 44, Stella Summers. Inside the crease for the Vikings is sophomore goaltender Holly Merritt, number 47. And let's go to Nick for the Strongsville Mustangs starting lineup.
For the Mustangs tonight, it's going to be number 1, Addie Owenkren at attacker. Number 3, Ellie Searles on defense. Number 5, Kenzie Clayton, also on defense. Number 12, Sophie Adonich at midfield. Number 17, Haley Houston at attacker. Number 20, Alana Hagen at midfielder. Number 22, Mia Geyer on defense. Number 72, Maya Parrott as an attacker. Number 74, Ilya Zajaba on defense. Number 77, Lily Drensky at midfield. And defense, number 30, Caddison Rude. And in the crease is number 50, Christina Perez at goalie.
Those are the starting lineups for tonight's matchup. Let's take a look at some sponsors that are making this broadcast possible. Take it away, Nick.
We have OCD Home Solutions. Do you need help with clutter? OCD Home Solutions isn't just about organizing your space. It's about helping you let go, gain clarity, and move forward in ways you never thought possible. Whether you're ready to part with years of emotional ties, dreaming of a Pinterest-perfect pantry, or juggling the demands of a busy household, their team will meet with you where you are with compassion, a little tough love, and a lot of expertise. You can reach them today at www.ocdhomesolutions.com or book them by phone by calling 216-299-3181 for a free consultation by mentioning Keon Sports when you contact them. The Kelly McLean Achievement Center. Kelly and the KMAC team become a part of each family, coaching students on how to learn, how to study, how to achieve their academic potential while discovering their true goals. All of this is accomplished with a strengths-driven approach and comprehensive plan to help students demystify college selection and career planning. We have Maxim Lacrosse. Maxim Lacrosse will demand players embody the game by giving and receiving respect and understanding that character counts. Maxim Lacrosse provides the opportunity for passionate, high-performing athletes to come together, celebrate their accomplishments, and work together to demonstrate competitive excellence.
Thank you, Nick. Those are tonight's sponsors. We'll be back with the opening draw here between the Hoover Vikings and the Strongsville Mustangs at Pat Catan Stadium. Opening draw is scheduled for 7:02 p.m. We'll be back after this. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Key On Sports Network here at Pat Canton Stadium at Strongsville High School for some girls lacrosse high school action between the Hoover Vikings and the Strongsville Mustangs. Jared Vinecourt joined alongside Nick Tororik. A beautiful spring day here in Strongsville, Ohio. 61 degrees at game time. The sun is shining. One of the best spring days and days we've had of the year up to this point. You couldn't ask for better weather here today. And it'll be interesting to see, Nick, for both teams playing into the sun, if that will affect their vision. The sun is scheduled to set at 8:15, so we'll have to see who is going to start on the half side that goes into the sun. That could affect their play, could affect their passing game, their offense. We'll just have to wait and see here today.
Yeah, no, it definitely could. I mean, that's very easy to lose a ball right in the sun, and hopefully it doesn't end up affecting the game too much, because I think we got a really great matchup here tonight. I think it's going to be a really good game between two good teams, and hoping to see a lot of goals tonight.
We mentioned the starting lineups at the top of the hour. They just announced them here at Pat Canton Stadium along with the national anthem. We'll remind you, Hoover Vikings come in 5-0, 5-game winning streak, outscoring their opponents in their last two games 38-0. As for the Strongsville Mustangs, they come in 5-4. They won 4 in a row, then they lost 4 in a row, and then they got back in the win column last week against Brunswick, 14-7. So the Strongsville Mustangs are looking to continue another winning streak and to end Hoover's. Obviously, Hoover is trying to continue their winning streak here tonight. As we get set for the opening draw, taking the opening draw for the Hoover Vikings will be Stella Summers. As for the Mustangs, it will be number 77, Lily Drensky. Whistle is blown, and we are underway here at Strongsville High School. Hoover wins the opening draw. They're on the far sideline on the left wing. That's Melina McFadden with the ball. Hoover now at the X. Onto the right wing on the near side. That's Avery Miller. Avery Miller moving to her left. Dumps it over to McFadden. On the left wing, on the far side. Adi now with it in the middle of the field. Gives it back to McFadden on that right wing. In the middle of the field. Vikings just playing keep away here. Surveying their options as they are the first team to go into that sun here to start.
A lot of good, smart passes here for the Vikings, just waiting for an opportunity to get a good shot off.
And pass attempt right in front of the doorstep, not able to corral it. Hoover able to recover with it. Pass goes long. McFadden recovers the loose ball. At the right wing is McFadden. Back at the X is Hoover. On the far side, on the left wing, that's Adi. Gives it back over to Shantz. McFadden was at the doorstep, but not able to get a shot off. Christina Perez inside the crease with the ball now. Surveying the field, selecting her options. And she dumps it over to the right wing on the far side to Ilya Zidba. And Hoover comes up with the turnover. In the middle of the field, that's McFadden. She gives it over to Adi. And Adi gets fouled inside the 8-meter arc. She'll get a free shot on the right side of the arc on the near sideline. Whistle's blown. Audi tried to bounce it in the bottom left corner. Good block by Perez. Adi now at the left wing. She shoots, and it goes out of bounds. Hoover will keep possession.
Strong defense here by the Mustangs so far. Vikings have had a lot of opportunities near close to the net and have not really been able to get many good shots off. And then on that free shot, great save there by Perez.
At the right wing, that's Adi. Adi tried to get it over to Miller, but pass goes wide to the far sideline on the left wing. Hoover able to come up with it. Now in the middle of the field, that's McFadden. McFadden loses it. Coming up with the ground ball for Strongsville is number 22, Mia Geyer. In the middle of the field, it's Houston. Gives it over to Adonich on the left wing. At the doorstep. Now at the right wing on the far side. Drensky in the middle of the field. Gives it over to Hagen on the left wing. Moving to her right in the middle of the field. At the doorstep, she shoots, and it's wide. It goes out of bounds behind the net. But I believe she was fouled inside that 8-meter arc. No foul was called, so they'll play on. Strongsville keeps possession. Drensky at the left wing on the near sideline. Moving to her right. Try to get it over to Adonich. At the right wing is Owen Kren. At the X. She tried to get it over to Adonich again, but goes out of bounds. Pass was too high. Turnover by the Mustangs.
Yeah, bad turnover there by the Mustangs. They had a really good opportunity on that possession, but just unable to make a fundamental pass.
Both teams in possession here early offensively, but can't really get any shots off.
No real great shot attempts so far. The only real scoring opportunity came on the free shot, but strong defense so far.
On the right wing, on the near sideline, that's Avery Miller. She had the ball for a moment, able to come up with the loose ball. Avery Miller, 13 goals this season. Hoover now at the X. That's Jillian Lakota. Now at the left wing, that's Stella Summers on the far sideline. Gives it back over to Miller in the middle of the field. In the middle of the field with a shot and goal is Kim Adi. She got it in the bottom left corner of the net, and Hoover is on the board with 6:15 left here in the first quarter. 1-0 Vikings.
There's Adi, came in tied for the team leading goals. She now takes the team lead with her 20th on the season. She continues her outstanding play so far this season and gets the Vikings on the board first.
And we couldn't really tell if that was a goal or not. We just saw Perez defended that sun. That's even affecting us up here in the booth. But Vikings get on the board. 1-0 our score. 6:15 left to play here in the first. Delayed draw start, so we'll do it again. Draw won by the Mustangs. In the middle of the field, that's Adonich. Strongsville now at the X. On the left wing, that's Houston. Gives it back over to Adonich. Over to Caddison Rude. In the middle of the field, towards the right wing. Gives it back over to Adonich in the middle of the field. Moving to her right, from the right wing, she shoots. And she gets fouled. And this is actually going to be a penalty on Hoover, I believe. No, just a foul. She got fouled inside that 8-meter arc, so she'll take a shot on the right part of the arc on the far sideline. Whistle blown. She shoots, and she scores. Sophie Adonich with the first goal for the Strongsville Mustangs. We're knotted up at 1 with 5:15 left here in the first quarter.
Great response there by the Mustangs to immediately come back and tie this game up right after going down 1-0. Adonich, great play to draw the foul. She came in as the second leading scorer on the team, and she continues to play well for this Mustangs team, and we're all tied up at 1.
Didn't take long for Strongsville to respond. We're knotted up at 1. And I got the feeling, Nick, that this is going to be a high offensive scoring game here today by these two teams.
Yeah, it definitely could be. I mean, both these teams have a couple really good goal scorers that should make for some fireworks in this one.
The most goals that Strongsville has scored this season is 17, and then Hoover last week at Green with 20. On the draw, Hoover wins it. That's Kim Adi. At the left wing, that's McFadden. Moving to her right in the middle of the field. She gives it over to Miller. Miller dumps it over to Adi. At the left wing now is Hoover. Now at the X. Back at that left wing. Gives it over to Adi in the middle of the field. Near the doorstep, and she scores! Stella Summers gets the Hoover Vikings their second goal here in the first quarter, 2-1 with 4:24 left to play.
What a shot by Summers there for her 10th goal of the season. Just fired one into the bottom of the net to give the Vikings back the lead. Did not take it. It took a little bit of a slow start offensively for both teams. Not really able to get a ton of good looks, but the last couple possessions, the looks have been coming in bunches.
And Stella Summers just snuck behind the Strongsville defense. They had 3 defenders in front of that 8-meter arc, and none of the Mustang defenders saw her. So 2-1 our score. Vikings lead. 4:24 left here to play in the first. Winning the draw is the Mustangs. That's Drensky in the middle of the field. And pass is intercepted by Hoover. On the right wing, on the near sideline, that's Lakota.
It was Melina McFadden there who took away that pass and gave the ball right back to the Vikings. Just a great defensive play getting in that passing lane.
And McFadden has the ball on the right wing, moving to her left towards the middle of the field. At the left wing, and she loses the ball, and she gets fouled inside that 8-meter arc. So she'll have a free shot on the left side of the 8-meter arc on the far sideline. Whistle is blown, and she bounces in and scores. Melina McFadden with her first goal here in the first quarter. Vikings lead 3-1 with 3:29 left here in the first quarter. Bounced it in the bottom left part of the net.
I mean, like we said earlier, it was Adi and McFadden who came in tied for the team leading goals with 19. Adi got her 20th just earlier, and now McFadden ties her up with her 20th of the season. Just another really good shot there, just bouncing it in. I don't think Perez expected the bounce there, and
Hoover now moving around the field at the X. At the left wing. In the middle of the field now is Avery Miller. Gives it back over to Summers on that right wing. Behind the X, trying to survey in front of the doorstep was Isabella Oler, but she got fouled inside that 8-meter arc. So she'll have a free shot in the smack dab middle of the arc. She shoots and she scores. So pardon me, that was actually Jillian Lakota who scores that one. That was in the bottom left part of the goal. She bounces it in and increases Hoover's lead 4-1 with 2:06 left here in the first quarter.
The penalties are just killing the Mustangs right now. That's back-to-back possessions for the Vikings that end in a free shot goal, and you just can't keep doing that if you're the Mustangs and you want to hang around with this high-powered Hoover offense. Giving them free shots, I mean, that you're just not going to compete.
And talk about sharing the wealth. McFadden with the goal, Adi with the goal, Lakota who just scored, and Summers all with goals here to open up. On the next draw, it is won by the Mustangs on the near sideline on the left wing. That is Mia Geyer moving to her right. Dumps it over to Adunich on the left wing. Over to Hagen. Strongsville now at the right wing. That's Kareen Owada. Back over to Adonich. At the left wing now on the near sideline, that's Hagen. Moving to her right in the middle of the field. Try to give it near the doorstep to Geyer, but able to keep possession is the Mustangs. In the middle of the field is Hagen. She tried for a shot, but it goes out of bounds. She falls down as she takes the shot on the right wing. Possession on the left wing, on the near sideline. That's Owen Kren moving to her right in the middle of the field. She shoots and she scores. Addie Owen Kren gets the Mustangs another goal here in the first quarter. 4-2, the Vikings lead with 56 seconds left.
Wow, that was a laser off the stick of Addie Owen Kren, the leading scorer for this Mustangs team, and that's just the response that the Mustangs needed after giving up 3 consecutive goals to the Vikings. With under a minute to go in this fourth quarter, that's a huge goal to cut the deficit to 2, and again, just an absolute beautiful shot from Addie Owen Kren.
So Owen Kren gets her first goal of the game. Mustangs want to try to chip away. Biggest lead was 3 for the Vikings. It's now 4-2 Vikings here with 56 seconds left in the first. On the next draw, it's won by the Mustangs. Drensky on the left wing on the near sideline. They have 45 seconds left here in the first, trying to get another goal before the end of the first quarter. Moving to her right is Drensky. She tried to dump it over to Adonich, but goes over to the far sideline. Strongsville able to recover the loose ball. Over to Kareen Owada on the right wing. She gives it over to Drensky in the middle of the field. Drensky loses it, but a foul is called outside that 8-meter arc. So no free shot. She'll take it from the middle of the field. Drensky moving to her right. And Drensky bounces it in and scores. Lily Drensky bounces it in the bottom left part of the net. And it's now 4-3 Vikings lead with 22.77 seconds left here in the first quarter.
Great play there by Drensky off of the foul. Just basically created her own shot there. Just went right at the net and just delivered a great shot to the bottom left corner to cut the deficit to 1.
So after Hoover opened up the scoring, Strongsville tied it at 1. Hoover got 3 straight goals, and now Strongsville has answered with 2 straight goals of their own here to close out this first quarter. And there's still some time left on the clock. There's 20 seconds left. Winning the draw again is Drensky for the Mustangs. In the middle of the field is Adonich. Adonich on the left wing. She shoots, and it's too high. Goes out of bounds.
I like the aggressiveness there, though, from Adonich with the time winding down in this first quarter, just trying to get a good look. And even though it wasn't the best shot with time with time running out, don't blame her for trying to tie the game up right there.
And that will end the first quarter. An exciting first quarter between these two teams. Hoover leads Strongsville 4-3. Let's take a look at some sponsors that make this broadcast possible. Let's start with Kathy Dress Realtor at EXP Realty. Kathy is a multi-million-dollar top producer in Northeast Ohio. She strives to give all her clients the best knowledge and support through each phase of the home buying and selling process. Give her a call or send her a text at 330-242-0377 to get started. You can email her at kathydressrealtor@gmail.com. Sergeant Clean Car Wash. They deliver the highest quality car wash and superior customer service in Northeast Ohio in the shortest amount of time possible. Their mission is to provide the highest quality car wash and superior customer service while serving as positive role models in their communities. You will not find a better wash than Sergeant Clean. Robert Gates Legacy Foundation. This foundation is to raise money to provide relief to transplant recipients. Their costs of rejection medications are thousands of dollars per month, and they are needed to keep them alive. Also to provide scholarships in Rob's name. Rookie Sports Bar and Grill. Your one stop for all things food and fun with a variety of cold drinks as well. They have fun and games, great people, great laughs, and great times. They feature the largest selection of dartboards and pool tables you will find on the west side. From warm food to cold beer, they have you covered from start to finish. Check them out today at 6913 West 130th Street in Parma Heights. They are in the heart of the town. You will walk away satisfied at Rookies as they hit a home run every time. Westside Family Dental. Westside Family Dentistry is conveniently located near Detroit Avenue. Here, their professionals know that dental health is not just about white smiles, it's about having strong teeth and healthy gums. It's about prolonging the simple joy of eating delicious things. Their mission is to help their patients accomplish these goals in a painless, compassionate, and efficient way. You can visit them at 18611 Detroit Avenue in Lakewood, Ohio at 44107 as the zip code. Chatty's Pizzeria in the heart of Bay Village at 28611 Lake Road. This incredible pizzeria offers a full menu of food and drinks. They have everything from a casual dining experience to a romantic setting of a long-awaited date night. Their food is made on the spot with fresh ingredients and classic recipes that the entire family will enjoy. From a cozy spot in the igloo to the party room, everyone will be taken care of. Call them at 440-471-4485 or email them at info@Chatty's Pizzeria for reservations for the upcoming prime rib night. Thank you all to our wonderful sponsors. As we get ready to start this second quarter, Hoover up 4-3 over Strongsville. So get ready for this upcoming opening draw. Drensky taking the draw for the Mustangs. Summers taking the draw for the Vikings. And the draw is won. Both teams fighting for it, but the draw is won by the Vikings. On the far sideline, on the right wing. Now on the near sideline, on the left wing, that's Avery Miller. Miller moves to her right. Thought about a shot, but dumps it over to Adi, who gives it over to McFadden in the middle of the field. On the right wing now, that's Miller. Miller moving to her left, dumps it over to Oler. McFadden on the right wing. Hoover moving the ball nicely. Now behind that X, that's Lakota. At the right wing is McFadden. Now Hoover at that X. Gives it over to Adi. In the middle of the field, that's Summers. Gives it back over to McFadden on that left wing. Now over to Adi. McFadden on the left wing. McFadden at the doorstep. And she bounces it in and scores. Melina McFadden with their second goal here on the night gives the Vikings the 5-3 lead with 10:32 remaining in the second quarter. She bounced it in the bottom right corner of the net.
Great play there by McFadden, and that's just the opening to the second quarter that the Vikings needed after giving up 2 straight goals at the end of the first. They get their lead back up to 2, and it's their leading scorer, Melina McFadden, now with 30 points on the season after that goal. Goal number 21 for her this year, and she just continues to impress.
And I think offense is contagious here tonight, Nick. We've already seen 8 goals, and we're not even through the first half yet.
Definitely. I mean, both these teams, they got talented players, and it's showing right now.
On the next draw, whistle is blown and won by Summers, but she fouls Drensky. So Strongsville will get possession in the middle of the field. Drensky with the ball. On the far sideline is Strongsville. On the left wing. And a football pass, wing to wing. Try to give it to Owen Kren on that right wing on the near sideline, but goes out of bounds. That was a risky pass by Strongsville, especially when you're down by 2.
Yeah, I don't know if that was the best play right there for the Mustangs, just throwing it all the way across the field. Just too risky right there, coming off, giving up a goal on the last possession.
So Hoover on the turnover is now on the far sideline on the right wing. Hoover now at the X. Gives it over to McFadden on that left wing. McFadden already with 2 goals here tonight. She gives it over to Miller. Miller moving to her right. Gives it over to Adi. Still on that left wing. Moves to her right. Adi shoots, and she scores! Kim Adi with their second goal here tonight gives the Vikings a 6-3 lead over the Mustangs here in the second quarter with 9:19 left to play. She hit that in the top left corner of the net.
I mean, Hoover's top girls have shown up so far in this one. That's now 2 goals each for McFadden and Adi, both with 21 now on the season. And those two they're what make this Hoover team so good. It's not just them. They have a bunch of great players, but those two and their elite goal scoring ability is the reason why this team's undefeated right now.
And this is a Hoover team in the last 3 years. They've done really good successfully. Last year, 14-4. The year before that, 13-5. And then in 2022, 12-6. So this is a team that has a system set in place, and it works with head coach John Streb. And they're looking to do even better than those 14 wins a year ago.
And what's crazy is Adi, too, she's only a sophomore. So this program has a bright future ahead of it, too, with having her for 2 more years.
Strongsville wins the draw. In the middle of the field is Owen Kren. She gives it over to the X. Drensky back, gives it back over to Adonich. Owen Kren in the middle of the field now. Owen Kren moving to her left towards the left wing on the far sideline. Owen Kren gives it over to Drensky. Drensky moving to the middle of the field. She shoots, and I believe we have a whistle. Yes, Drensky was fouled inside that 8-meter arc, so she'll have a shot at the top of the arc, right in the middle. Whistle blown. Drensky shoots, and it's off the post. Strongsville able to come up with the loose ball. Drensky again with the ball at the right wing. That's Maya Parrott. At the left wing now is Strongsville. And we have a whistle. We have an injured Strongsville Mustangs player. I believe that is Rayan Muhammad that's down, wobbling at the doorstep. And you don't want to see that. Looks like she's okay. We're going to play on. Strongsville will keep possession at the X. In the middle of the field, it's Owen Kren. She gives it over to Drensky on the left wing on the far sideline. Drensky moving to her right, gives it over to Parrott. Back to Drensky on the right wing on the near sideline. Drensky moving to her left, surveying the field. Drensky moving to her left, gives it back over to Parrott. Over to Rude. At the X now is Strongsville. Now at the left wing is Drensky on the far sideline. Dumps it over to Adonich, and she scores. Adonich at the doorstep gives the goal for the Mustangs. They are now down 6-4 against the Vikings with 7:16 left to play in the second quarter. That was in the bottom right corner of the net.
Love the response there from the Mustangs after giving up a couple of consecutive goals. They do continue to respond after the Vikings go on these runs. It makes it seem like the Vikings might pull away, but every single time the Mustangs come back and respond and keep the game at a close score and remain within striking distance in this one.
So with 7:16 left in the second quarter, Mustangs now down 6-4 over the Vikings in the second quarter. Strongsville won the draw for a moment, but Hoover comes up with the loose ball, with the ground ball at the left wing on the near sideline. Right at the doorstep, and scoring is Stella Schatz. Stella Schatz with her 11th goal of the season makes it a 7-4 lead for the Vikings with 6:55 left here in the second quarter. She was left all alone in front of that doorstep and hit it in the top left corner of the net.
She was left all alone in front of that doorstep because she made a great move to get by the Mustangs defender, and it left her with a clear open shot into the net, and just hard to stop that when you have a wide open shot from that close to the net.
Stella Schatz, the junior, with her 11th goal this season, increases Hoover's lead back to 3. Schatz, I wonder if that's German.
Don't ask me. I don't know.
We appreciate head coach John Streb giving us pronunciation guides before the game, because I would have never guessed that, because the first letter of her last name is a T. On the draw, Hoover wins it. That's McFadden on the left wing on the near sideline. She tried to give it to the middle of the field to Avery Miller, but it's intercepted by Strongsville. Strongsville now going the other way. On the left wing, on the far sideline. That's Owada. Owada not able to come up with the pass. Fighting on that far sideline, is Owada, and I believe that was Adi. Keeping possession is the Mustangs on the far sideline on the left wing. Owada moving to her right. Gives it over to Drensky. Drensky now gives it over to Searless. Searless gives it over to Muhammad on the right wing on the near sideline. Muhammad trying to move over to that X. Lost the ball, but will keep possession. 5:45 left here to play in the second quarter. Vikings up 7-4 over the Mustangs. Muhammad on the whistle. Dumps it over to the far sideline on the left wing. And getting fouled there, I believe, was Alana Hagan. She got high sticked, I believe, in the head. So keeping possession is the Mustangs. At the X, it's Muhammad. Gives it over to Geyer. Geyer tried to get over to Parrott at the doorstep, but not a good pass. Hoover on the ground ball, going the other way on the near sideline on the left wing. That's Lila Streb. And Streb gives it over to Hoover Vikings. I believe that is Avery Miller with the goal on the right wing in the bottom left corner of the net with 4:43 left to play in the second quarter. Vikings up 8-4.
Man, that's an unfortunate sequence there for the Mustangs because they had a really great potential scoring opportunity on their last possession, but Parrott wasn't able to come up with a pass, and then it leads directly to a Vikings goal to push their lead back up to 4. Right now, if you're the Mustangs, you got to come up with something on offense here to try and get back into this game.
And I did hear the PA announcer correct. Avery Miller with the goal, her 14th of the season. It's now a 4-goal lead for the Vikings. 4:43 left to play here in the second. And the sun is finally going down. I think that might be easier for us to read the numbers, Nick. We don't have those amazing Go Diego Go binoculars. If you ever watched that show as a kid, it's a great show. On the draw, it's won by Strongsville. On the near sideline, on the right wing, that is Parrott. Parrott moving towards the X. At the left wing, that's Owen Kren. She gives it over to Drensky in the middle of the field. Drensky moving to her right at the right wing. Both teams Mustangs trying to power through this defense of the Vikings. Drensky at the middle of the field, moving to her right, and gives it over to Sophie Dunich with her 3rd goal. She's got a hat trick with 3:55 left here to play in the second quarter. It's 8-5 now. Vikings lead. Sophie Dunich in the bottom left corner of the net.
Donich basically almost single-handedly keeping the Mustangs in this one. She scored 3 out of their 5 goals so far, and it's a huge goal there for the Mustangs to get some momentum back on their side with about 4 minutes to go until halftime.
And it seems like Strongsville's trying to push away, Hoover's trying to push away, and then Strongsville just keeps coming right back.
Yeah, Mustangs have done a great job responding when it looks like the game's potentially slipping away. Just they've shown a lot of fight. They've shown that they're not going to quit, and they've shown that this is going to be a game all the way through.
On the draw, it's won by Stella Summers. On the left wing, on the near sideline, that's Lila Streb. Hoover now at the X. At the left wing, trying to get a shot off, but no prevail. Strongsville playing good defense. They give it over to Adi at the middle of the field. Adi already with 2 goals here today. She dumps it over to the right wing to Avery Miller. Miller moving to the X. And at the right wing now is Adi on the far sideline. In the middle of the field, it's Shantz. Shantz gives it back over to Adi. Hoover moving the ball nicely. Miller on the left wing. Trying to get it over to Summers, but ball goes rolling towards the near sideline. Hoover able to keep possession. 2:32 left to play here in the second quarter. Vikings up 8-5 over the Mustangs. At the right wing now is Hoover. Now at the left wing, going behind the X, and whistle is blown. And foul occurred on the right wing. I believe that was inside the arc. So Hoover's going to get a free shot. Can't see who number that is. I believe that's Jillian Lakota. I'm going to go with Jillian Lakota for now. Whistle is blown. And can't get a shot off. Everyone compacts in the middle. And coming up with the save is Christina Perez. 1:30 left here to play in the second quarter. 8-5, Vikings lead the Mustangs.
Strong defense there on that free shot by the Mustangs, not even allowing a shot to get off.
And now on the left wing, that's Alana Hagan. Moving to her right in the middle of the field. Gives it over to Owen Kren on the right wing. 1 minute left here in the second quarter. Strongsville trying to get a goal before the end of this first half.
It would be an absolutely massive goal if the Mustangs are able to come up with one to just take the momentum going into halftime and to only be facing a 2-goal deficit.
Strongsville playing keep away here. It's Maya Parrott giving it over to Lily Drensky. Owen Kren now in the middle of the field. It looks like Strongsville is just trying to tire this Hoover Vikings defense, continuing with passes in front of the 8-meter arc. And Owen Kren fires a shot. It's off the post.
That was a good look, good opportunity, just unable to convert. There was Owen Kren.
15 seconds left. Hoover's on the far sideline on the right wing. They're trying to get a goal here before the end of the first half. In the middle of the field, it's Adi on the right wing. 5 seconds left. Miller in the middle of the field and try to get over to the right wing was shot, but intercepted by the Mustangs defense, and that is going to end the first half. Hoover up 8-5 over Strongsville. What an exciting first half, Nick.
Yeah, it definitely was an exciting first half. Again, the Vikings they've gone on a lot of runs in this game. It seems like all their scoring has really been done in just a few different runs where they kind of looked unstoppable on offense. And then other than that, it's been the Mustangs just continuing to fight back and keep this a game here as we head into halftime.
Let's take a look at some sponsors that have made this broadcast possible. Nick, take it away.
We have the North Olmsted Sportsman Club. They offer a little bit of everything that the true outdoor sportsman would enjoy. At NOSC, memberships are open to everyone from novice to master. For those just starting, the Ohio Department of Natural Resources sponsors several adult and junior programs open to the public at NOSC. Everything is provided free of charge, including equipment, ammo, and targets. Also, don't forget Ladies' Night. Find out more about one of North Olmsted's oldest and most prestigious clubs at North Olmsted Sportsman's Club. JBL Roofing and Construction. With 25-plus years of excellence in roofing and construction, this family-owned and trusted company is your first choice in roofing needs. Experience the difference with JBL Roofing and Construction. You can find out more about them at jblrc.com. The Cleveland Basketball Classic. Celebrate Cleveland boys and girls high school basketball. Admission is $16 daily for all games that day. All games will be held at Baldwin-Wallace University Erspring Gymnasium over Thanksgiving weekend 2025. The goal of this event is to honor the best of Cleveland basketball past while putting the spotlight on today's Cleveland area high schools. Cement Mason Local 404 Union. Whether you are an experienced journeyman or an apprentice, their doors are open for you to join the union. Current and future demand for skilled craftsmen necessitates an apprenticeship program that takes into consideration practices of one of the world's oldest trades, along with instruction in new techniques, applications, technologies, and materials. The Local 404 Cement Masons Joint Apprenticeship and Training Program supports a world-class curriculum and instruction and on-the-job training for more than 40 apprentices annually. Union Cement Mason skills are honed with the most comprehensive apprenticeship training in the industry.
Thank you, Nick. A short halftime here. Let's recap a little bit. As we mentioned, Hoover up 8-5 over Strongsville. Sophie Adonich with 3 goals for the Mustangs. And then Hoover sharing the wealth. Melina McFadden with 2 goals. Kim Adi with 2 goals. Stella Shantz with a goal of her own. And Stella Summers, a goal of her own. Really been the key contributors here for the Vikings. Don't want to forget Addie Owen Kren for the Mustangs. The lead scorer for them only has 1 goal up to this point.
Yeah, I mean, it's been Adonich who's really been the key player for Strongsville in this one with her 3 goals. And then for the Vikings, yeah, it's just been a great all-around offensive performance for them. I mean, we've talked about their 2 top scorers, Oddie and McFadden, being just huge contributors for them. But we've also seen now Avery Miller, Stella Shantz, just a variety of different girls that can really score for this Vikings team, and that's what makes them so dangerous.
Here at Pat Catan Stadium in Strongsville, Ohio, you guys obviously can't see it, but the sun is setting just above the trees, but there is no sunlight in the direction of the players, so that's not going to affect them here in this second half like it did in the first half. Could be a key component for some more offense here, Nick.
Yeah, it definitely could. I mean, we've seen a few passes, especially for the Mustangs, where it seems like they had potential scoring opportunities. They were just unable to connect on the pass, and with the sun hopefully out of the picture in the second half, it'll be interesting to see if they're able to convert on more opportunities.
It was 61 degrees at game time, and it says it feels like 59 right now. I'll tell you what, Nick, it feels a lot hotter than 59. I know the press box is hot as it is, no matter the season, but even outside the press box, it feels a lot hotter than 59.
Yeah, it's a beautiful night here in Northeast Ohio. We've been asking for more nights like this, and hopefully there's more to come.
Strongsville, they have a game this Friday against Only Tangent. It's supposed to rain that day, but it's supposed to be 73 degrees, so they should still be able to play because they have this turf football field. Just might be a little wet. As for the Hoover Vikings, after today, they will take on Hudson this Thursday, and that's going to be a hot one, 81 degrees. And I don't know what the temperature is going to be at Hudson, but here in Strongsville, it says it's going to be 81 degrees. I'm pretty sure it's going to be very close to that. So if you're a lacrosse player, you're saying thank you for the warm weather, but you might not be used to the heat upcoming this week.
Yeah, I mean, definitely not this year, at least. I mean, it's been we haven't had anything really close to that in the last few months here in the spring season, yeah. But it's nice to see the good weather coming out, and I feel like sports are better when the weather's nice outside, especially these spring sports.
I'll tell you what, 80 degrees or higher has just been abysmal here in Northeast Ohio to start. There might have been a few days in the south part of the state in Cincinnati and Columbus. Maybe they got 80 days, but the 80-degree weather on Thursday, that's going to be nice, and it's going to be sunny. It's not going to rain because of the humidity. It's actually going to be sunny and 80 degrees. It just sounds like a dream.
It really does.
As we get ready, we get ready for the third quarter here at Pat Catan Stadium at Strongsville High School. Hoover leads Strongsville 8-5. As we get ready for the third quarter, Lily Drensky will take the draw for Strongsville. Stella Summers will take it for the Vikings. Whistle is blown, and Hoover wins the draw. They're at the right wing on the near sideline. That's Lakota. Now at the X, that's Shantz. Now Hoover at the left wing on the far sideline. They give it back over to Shantz on the right wing. Now on the near sideline. In the middle of the field, that's McFadden. Give it over to Oddie. Oddie not able to come up with the pass from McFadden. Both teams fighting for the foul, and there's a whistle. I believe Oddie got fouled inside that 8-meter arc, and she did. She'll take the shot from the left part of the arc on the far sideline. Whistle is blown, and shot is wide. It goes out of bounds.
It's a huge break for the Mustangs, not allowing a score there on that free shot. Able to keep it at a 3-goal game here. Although the Vikings, they still have a chance here to score and add, but not giving up a goal on that free shot's a great start.
Shantz with the ball on the left wing. They give it back over to Oddie. Oddie moving to her right, gives it over to McFadden. Moving to her left, towards the left wing on the far sideline. Now in the middle of the field, try to get a shot off, but loose ball and ground ball is picked up by the Strongsville Mustangs. That's Lily Drensky. She gives it over to Ilya Ziba on the left wing on the near sideline. Lily Drensky tried to get a pass over, and it's intercepted by Avery Miller. Vikings can score here if they hurry in transition. Shantz in the middle of the field, lost the ball. Shantz gives it over to the right wing. That's Lakota, and Jillian Lakota is fouled. She'll have a shot on the right part of the arc on the near sideline. Whistle is blown. And what a great save by Christina Perez right near her head. Or excuse me, now in the crease is Carson Fillett. So Carson Fillett playing the second half here inside the crease for the Mustangs.
Great start.
Mustangs now in possession in the middle of the field. That is Maya Parrott. On the near sideline, on the left wing, it's Sophie Adonich. Now on the right wing, on the far sideline, is the Mustangs. Now at the X. They give it over to Caddison Rude. In the middle of the field now, moving to her right, on the right wing, on the far sideline, that's Addie Owen-Kren. She gets it over to Drensky in the middle of the field, and she tried to do a bounce shot, but blocked nicely by Holly Merritt in the bottom left corner of the net. 8:30 left here to play in the third quarter. Vikings lead the Mustangs 8-5. Mustangs will keep possession on that shot that went out of bounds. Oh, I know. It looks like Lily Drensky was fouled as she took that shot. So she's at the 8-meter arc. She shoots, and what a good save by Holly Merritt in the top left corner of the net. Hoover now in transition. In the middle of the field. Now on the left wing on the far sideline, that's Avery Miller. Avery Miller moves to her left. Gives it over to McFadden on that left wing on the far sideline. Miller gets it back. Miller moving to her right. On the left wing. At the X now, that's Jillian Lakota. Lakota lost it for a moment, but is able to scoop it up. Lakota in the middle of the field, moving to her right. Gives it over to Kim Oddie, and she's fouled inside that 8-meter arc. She got hit up high in the face.
This is a big free shot for the Vikings. They were unable to convert on their first two of this third quarter. Being able to get one here after missing the last two and extending their lead to 4 is exactly what they need right now.
And Kim Oddie delivers on the left side of the arc on the far sideline. She hits it in the top right corner of the net. For Kim Oddie, that's her third goal. She's got the hat trick, and it's now a 9-5 lead for the Vikings in the third quarter with 6:55 left to play.
You just figured the Vikings were going to continue to we're not going to continue to miss their free shots. I mean, if you give a team 3 free shots in a row, chances are they're going to get one of them, especially Kim Oddie. I mean, she just is a talented goal scorer, and after missing her last one, she comes through and puts that one in the net.
So the biggest lead, correct me if I'm wrong, has been 4 goals. As soon as the Vikings score, Strongsville comes right back and scores one of their own. They need to find a way to chip away into this Vikings lead if they want to have any shot to winning back-to-back games. Hoover's still trying to make it 6 in a row to start the season.
Yeah, the Mustangs just have not really been able to just get anything consistent going. They've had some good goals. They've had some couple good runs, but they just have not been able to put together a big run of their own like the Vikings have been able to at points in this game, and they need one soon if they really want a shot at winning this one.
Hoover won the draw. They're on the far sideline on the left wing. At the left wing is Shantz. Over to Adi. Over to Summers on the right wing on the near sideline. Summers trying to fight in the middle for a shot. She's now at the X. Gives it over to Avery Miller in the middle of the field. Back over to Adi. Now on the far sideline. On the left wing, that's McFadden once again.
Seems like the Vikings have really slowed down their offense and have focused just on making smart, easy passes and keeping possession of the ball.
5:40 left here to play in the third. Hoover up 9-5 over Strongsville. They could be wasting time here, Nick, with a 4-goal lead. The pressure's on Strongsville. You are right about that. As McFadden's in the middle of the field, lost the ball, but scooped up by Shantz. At the left wing is Shantz, and she got fouled inside that 8-meter arc. So Stella Shantz will have a free shot on the left side of the arc on the far sideline. Stella Shantz already with a goal here today. Whistle is blown and goes in between the legs of goalkeeper Carson Fillett, and Stella Shantz with their second goal here today increases the Vikings lead 10-5 with 4:54 left here in the third quarter.
Yeah, it looked like Fillett was going to make that save, but it just rolled right past her, and that's just a big-time goal for the Vikings. They have their biggest lead of the night so far at 10-5, and the Mustangs, they just really need to find a way to stop the bleeding right now. They have to respond with a goal or two of their own to make this thing close heading into the fourth quarter.
And it looked like it deflected off a Carson Fillett right leg and then went in between her legs. She got either the stick or it went off her leg. One of the two.
I couldn't tell if it went off the stick or her foot, but still, it's just an unfortunate situation for the Mustangs. The fact that that one was able to trickle in the net.
And early start on the draw by Strongsville. So Hoover will get possession. Hoover back on that left wing on the far sideline. Loose ball, ground ball picked up by Addie Owen-Kren. And Strongsville in transition, trying to get some passes going, but ball is loose. And whistle is blown. Strongsville will keep possession. Looked like Hoover had some players off sides. So at the left wing on the near sideline, that's Alana Hagen. At the left wing on the near sideline, that's Haley Houston. She gives it over to Sophia Adonic, and she scores. Sophia Adonic with their fourth goal on the night. That makes it 10-6. Vikings lead the Mustangs with 4:02 left in the third quarter. She was left all alone at that doorstep and hit in the top left corner of the net.
Good pass there to set that up by Houston, and a really good catch, too. It was a difficult catch by Adonic, and then she just made a really nice move to get in close all alone by herself by the net, and she's able to bury that for, her fourth goal of the night? She's just been insanely impressive here tonight. She's got 4 of the 6 Mustangs goals, and hopefully that's the start of a run here for the Mustangs to try and get back into this one.
And if you're the Mustangs, you got to get Alana Hagen involved. She has the third most goals this season for the Mustangs, and she hasn't really been involved that much here tonight.
Yeah, no, I mean, the offense it seems like it's been pretty much all Adonic as well as some Owen-Kren as well. But they need to get everyone involved if they want to make this comeback.
The draw is won by Hoover and intercepted by Addie Owen-Kren. She's on the far sideline on the right wing. She gives it over to Hagen. We just mentioned her, Alana Hagen. Gives it over to Drensky on the left wing on the near sideline. Hagen gets it right back. Now back over to Drensky. She gives it over to Sophie Adonich. Adonich at the doorstep, and she scores! Sophie Adonich with her 5th goal on the night. She cannot be stopped. It's now the Vikings 10, the Mustangs 7, with 3:16 left in the third quarter. Adonich once again in the top left corner of the net. She's on fire, Nick.
Yeah, no doubt, and just another great pass there by Houston to set that up. You got to give her credit as well for setting Adonich up for these scoring opportunities. And the Mustangs, like we said earlier, they just keep fighting back here, and it's all of a sudden just a 3-goal game yet again with 3 minutes to go here in this third quarter. They keep hanging around, and this is really when you can't let the Vikings now go on a run of their own and extend that lead back out like they've done multiple times in this game already. You got to keep your foot on the gas if you are the Mustangs and really try and keep cutting into this lead.
The draw is won by Hoover in the middle of the field. That is Melina McFadden, and she scores! Melina McFadden with her 3rd goal on the night, a hat trick. She won the draw. She ran straight up the middle of the field and scored in the top right corner of the net with 3:06 left to play in the third quarter. Hoover leads Strongsville 11-7.
Well, so much for the Mustangs not allowing the Vikings to start extending that lead again. This is just what we've seen a lot of in this game is the Vikings, as soon as their lead gets threatened at all, they come back immediately and extend it back out. Just a great play there by Melina McFadden off of the draw, just taking it herself all the way to the net, and a great shot, and the Vikings now lead by 4.
So just when Strongsville answers with some goals, Hoover comes right back with the goals of their own.
It's been the story of this game so far.
Hagen wins the draw. Strongsville in transition on the left wing on the near sideline. That's Sophia Donich. She tried to get it over to Rayan Muhammad, but it goes out of bounds. And you could feel the intensity inside Pat Catan Stadium. Hoover gets possession on the turnover.
I mean, that last goal for the Vikings, and then now that followed up by that turnover, just has completely switched the momentum all the way back into the Vikings' favor, as they just seem to really have everything going for them right now, and all the momentum that it seemed like the Mustangs had for most of this third quarter is now back to the Vikings.
Hoover on the turnover is on the near sideline on the right wing. They now go wing to wing, now on the far side on the left wing. That's Avery Miller in the middle of the field. Gives it over to Adi. Now over to McFadden on the right wing on the near sideline. They give it over to Jillian Lakota. Lakota gives it over to Shantz. Or excuse me, that's actually, yes, Shantz, excuse me, that is Shantz. Now at the left wing on the far sideline, that's Summers. Summers in the middle of the field, fired off a shot, but defended well by Carson Fillett. Hoover able to keep possession. In the middle of the field, shot goes wide to the left. Shot taken there by Kim Adi. It goes out of bounds. Hoover able to keep possession. 1:13 left here to go in the third quarter. Hoover leads Strongsville 11-7. Hoover now at the X. And they give it over to Adi on the left wing on the far sideline. Now over to Oler in the middle of the field. Isabella Oler has 3 goals this season. Hasn't seen a lot of action here tonight. As at the right wing on the near sideline, that's Adi once again moving to her left. And shot goes wide left again and out of bounds, but Adi was fouled in the middle of the arc, so she'll get a free shot.
Yeah, I mean, just the aggressiveness from Adi the last couple of possessions has been great. I mean, has not been afraid to rip a shot at the net at all, and it leads to a foul. that could potentially get this Vikings lead back up to 5.
So Adi will take a shot in the middle of the arc. And checking out for Strongsville was Alana Hagan. That could be a key piece here tonight. So Kim Adi, she's actually on the right side of the arc on the near sideline. Whistle is blown. And Kim Adi not able to get that one to go. Great save by Carson Fillett on to the right side. Now in transition is Strongsville. On the near sideline, on the left wing. That is Mia Geyer. In the middle of the field is Sofia Donic. On the left wing, fires a shot. Haley Houston at the left wing. Tried to sneak through the back door. She got hit hard and fouled. Great save there by the goalkeeper, Holly Merritt. But Houston will get a free shot on the left part of the arc on the near sideline. That was a big hit. 10.9 seconds left here in the third quarter. Vikings lead the Mustangs 11-7. As Haley Houston gets ready for her free shot. Whistle is blown. And Houston tried to get over the head of Merritt, but well defended. And that's going to conclude the third quarter here at Pat Catan Stadium. Hoover leads Strongsville 11-7. What an exciting third quarter, Nick.
Another exciting quarter here in this game. I mean, both teams are just leaving it all out there on the field. It's continued to just be a game of runs for both teams. Right when it looks like the Vikings are pulling away, the Mustangs come back with a couple goals of their own and just get right back into it. But they just have not been able to sustain that over a long period of time, and that is why the Vikings have an 11-7 lead right now heading into the fourth quarter.
It should be interesting to point out, every time that the Strongsville Mustangs have lost this season, they have scored under 10 goals. And for the Hoover Vikings, the most goals they have given up this season is 8, and that was their home opener against Cleveland Heights. So if the stats and math are correct, if you're Strongsville, you got to score at least 10 goals, or at least 11 or to 12 to win. Hoover in control, though, trying to make it 6 in a row. We'll take a break. We'll step aside. We'll get ready for this fourth quarter here at Pat Catan Stadium at Strongsville High School. Hoover up 11-7 over Strongsville. Fourth quarter action here at Pat Catan Stadium, Strongsville High School. Girls High School Lacrosse. Hoover up 11-7 over Strongsville. Jared Vinecourt joined alongside Nick Terwarick as we get ready for this fourth quarter. Beautiful sunset here in Strongsville, Ohio. Orange as ever behind the trees. A beautiful spring night. As we get ready for the fourth quarter draw, Stella Summers will take it for the Vikings. Lily Drensky will take it for the Mustangs. Winning the draw is Hoover. They are on the near sideline on the left wing, now in the middle of the field. That is Melina McFadden. They give it over to Ati, but shot is blocked by Carson Fillett. And try to get over to Miller in the middle. Loose ball. Who's got it? Both teams fighting for the ball on the left wing on the near sideline. Hoover comes up with it. Jillian Lakota now in the middle of the field, moving to her right. Gives it over to Summers on the left wing on the near sideline, moving to her right as well. Back to Lakota. Ball is loose. Both teams fighting for the ball. Hoover able to come up with it. And timeout taken by Hoover. Head coach John Streb didn't like something there. He wants to talk it over with his team. John Streb took a timeout. We'll take one as well. 11:02 left to play here in the fourth quarter. Hoover up 11-7 over Strongsville. Fourth quarter, 11:02 left to play here in girls lacrosse high school action. Hoover leads Strongsville 11-7. It's the eye of the tiger, Nick, played inside Pat Catan Stadium, and someone has to have the eye of the tiger, the grit, the determination for Hoover to either put this game away or for Strongsville to cut into this 4-goal deficit.
Yeah, we'll see what the Vikings here look like coming out of the timeout. Wonder what they talked about over there in the huddle as they remain in possession here with 11 minutes to go in this fourth quarter.
Hoover out of the timeout will start at the left wing on the near sideline. That's Stella Summers once again. Whistle is blown and we are underway. Summers moves to her right in the middle of the field. Gives it over to McFadden at the left wing. And she was fouled. McFadden will get a free shot at the left side of the arc on the near sideline. Melina McFadden, already with 3 goals here tonight. And she makes it number 4. Melina McFadden in the top left corner of the net. It now gives the Vikings a 12-7 lead over the Mustangs with 10:54 left here in the fourth quarter. McFadden on fire tonight, Nick.
Man, that was an absolute rocket into the top left corner of the night by McFadden. Just a great shot off the free shot. And for the Mustangs, just unfortunate there to have a penalty and give up a free shot. That's not the start to this fourth quarter that they wanted if they want to make a comeback in this one.
Melina McFadden with 4 goals on the night. She's trying to catch up to Strongsville's Sophie Adunich, who has 5 here tonight. And don't quote me on this, but I believe for McFadden, that is a season high. I don't know if that's a career high, but I believe that's a season high. But don't quote me on that, as winning the draw is Hoover. On the far sideline, on the right wing. And whistle blown. Can't tell who got fouled. And it was Kim Adi. And Kim Adi bounces it in the bottom left corner of the net. She's got 4 goals on the night with the free shot and now gives the Vikings a 13-7 lead over the Mustangs here in the fourth quarter with 10:17 remaining.
And the penalties just have killed the Mustangs so far in this fourth quarter. 2 straight free shots given up, 2 straight goals for the Vikings as they now have their biggest lead of the night at 6 goals and 13-7. And things are not looking too good for the Mustangs right now and their comeback hopes.
McFadden and Adi, both the top scorers for Hoover, coming in today with both have 19 goals, and now they have 4 more each to add to their total. On the draw, it's won by Hoover once again on the near sideline on the left wing. That's Jillian Lakota. Now that's Melina McFadden once again. And Hoover going around the circle with their passes here. They're now at the X. That's Stella Shantz. And McFadden gets it right back on that left wing on the near sideline. Stella Summers on the right wing on the far sideline, moving to her left, and she made it in the back of the net, but the goal does not count. She got fouled inside that 8-meter arc, so she's going to go to the line for a free shot. She's going to be on the right side of the arc on the far sideline. 9:20 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Vikings up 13-7 over the Mustangs. Whistle blown. And Stella Summers scores. Stella Summers gets it in the top right corner of the net. Her second goal of the night gives the Vikings a 14-7 lead over the Mustangs in the fourth quarter with 9:11 remaining.
3 straight free shot goals for the Vikings, and it has all but killed the Mustangs' hope of a comeback here in this one. Now a 7-goal lead for the Vikings at 14-7. Just absolutely not the start that you wanted this quarter if you are the Mustangs. Coming in only down 4, you had a lot of hope for a potential comeback, especially with the fight that they have showed so far throughout this game. But 3 straight free shot goals is not the way you want to start that hope.
After that free shot, Strongsville took a timeout, and rightfully so. They're down by 7. What's crazy about this Hoover offense, Nick, is the least amount of goals that they have scored this season is 16, and that was against Bay Village back on April 5th. And they already have 14 here tonight, so technically this is a low offensive performance for them, but they've been in control from the start.
Yeah, they really have. Their offense has just been insanely impressive. I mean, the ability that they've had to draw these fouls is also impressive, not just to mention the great performances that we've seen from McFadden and Audi, sorry about that one. McFadden and Audi with 4 goals each. I mean, they have been insanely impressive in this game. They've been insanely impressive all season long. This Hoover team, man, they're going to be really tough to beat.
I mean, opening game against Cleveland Heights, 19 goals. Against Brecksville Broadview Heights, 17 goals. As I mentioned, against Bay, 16 goals. Against Glen Oak, 18 goals. Against Green, 20 goals. And 14 and counting here against Strongsville. And it's curious to see what Hoover will do down the stretch. There's a lot of teams that have already played close to 10 games or over that this season, but Hoover's only played 5 plus this one tonight, and their schedule is not that much longer. So you got to wonder, are those rainouts, or is their schedule just lighter than in years past? After tonight's game, they only have 7 games left, which is not a lot. 13 games total for lacrosse season. That's not a lot of games. The draw is won by the Mustangs on the near sideline on the right wing. That's Adunich. On the left wing, that's Hagen. Now at the X is Hagen. At the doorstep, And scoring is Addie Owen Kren. Her second goal of the night in the top left corner of the net, and makes it a 14-8 Vikings lead with 8:43 left in quarter number 4, and the Mustangs trying to come up with a comeback, Nick.
Mustangs really needed that one right there, especially after this slow start to the fourth quarter. And it's their leading scorer, Addie Owen Kren, who comes through for them, delivers a big goal, and hopefully can inspire some sort of comeback effort for the Mustangs the rest of the way.
And we've seen it tonight by both teams, just sneaking around the defense like ninjas and just being wide open in the middle of the field at the doorstep with easy goals. Another one right there by Addie Owen Kren.
Because there's a lot of talented goal scorers on both of these teams. They've just been a lot of really good moves, a lot of really good passes that have led to some really good shots.
The draw is won by Hoover. They're on the near sideline on the left wing. That is Kim Oddie. At the right wing now, that's Avery Miller. Miller with 1 goal here tonight. Oddie in the middle of the field, she gets fouled. But it was outside that 8-meter arc, so no free shot. And it looks like it's going to be a penalty on Strongsville. The first penalty of the night. That victim of the penalty is Alana Hagan. Believe she was called for slashing there. So the Vikings will have a 2-minute advantage, 8:16 remaining in the fourth quarter. 14-8, the Vikings lead over the Mustangs. As we're waiting to make sure the penalty is sorted. It's so weird seeing the refs wear shorts. We're so used to the refs wearing pants because it's been so cold here in Northeast Ohio. As we get action back underway, Hoover's at the X. They give it over to Lakota on the left wing on the near sideline. At the right wing now, on the far sideline, that's Summers. Excuse me, I believe that's Avery Miller. And falling down, I don't know if she was inside the arc or not. I believe that is McFadden. Yes, that's McFadden who fell down. So she was not inside the 8-meter arc, so no free shot, but Hoover will keep possession. Whistle is blown. We're back underway. Now at the X is Avery Miller. She gives it over to Lila Streb on the left wing on the near sideline. Lila Streb, the sophomore, 2 goals this season. They dump it over to McFadden on the right wing on the far sideline, and she gets fouled inside that 8-meter arc, so McFadden will have another free shot. Whistle is blown, and she scores! Melina McFadden with her 5th goal on the night in the top left corner of the net, gives the Vikings the 15-8 lead with 6:50 left in the fourth quarter. She cannot be stopped, Nick.
The power that McFadden has on her shots is just incredible. It's really hard to stop that. I know I would not want to stand in front of that shot that she fires. I mean, she has just been insanely impressive here tonight. 5 goals on the night, 24 now on the season, and the Vikings are up by 7.
The senior, Melina McFadden, owning the 8-meter arc here tonight. We just want to take a moment to thank Strongsville Athletics for hosting Keon Sports Network here tonight for this girls lacrosse high school action. This is a huge stadium, Nick. This is like any other high school stadium I've ever been to. They have a Mustang statue in the entrance of Pat Catan Stadium.
It's a beautiful stadium.
Hoover won the draw. They're on the near sideline on the left wing. That is Madison Slawnacher. the defender for the Vikings. Now at the left wing on the near sideline, that's McFadden again. She gives it over to Adi in the middle of the field. At the right wing, that's Miller. Miller tried to get over to McFadden, but ball is loose. Both teams fighting for it on the near sideline. Strongsville comes up with it. Strongsville on the near sideline on the right wing. Trying to move in transition is Addie Owen Kren. She moves to her left towards the middle of the field. Now at the left wing on the far sideline is Addie Owen Kren. They try to get over to Muhammad at the doorstep, but pass is intercepted by Hoover. A foul is called. And what's the situation here? We have a whistle. Nobody knows who has possession. I thought Hoover had possession. And no, Strongsville has possession. And after the foul by Alana Hagan, Strongsville is back to full strength. In the middle of the field is Drensky. At the right wing is Maya Parrott. And Maya Parrott gets fouled. She will be on the right side of the arc on the near sideline. Whistle blown, and Parrott loses the ball. But she falls down and gets fouled again, so she'll have another shot at the free shot. Maya Parrott, the sophomore. Whistle is blown, and Parrott scores! Maya Parrott with an I thought it hit the back of the net, and it didn't. Hoover came up with the stop. Looked like it hit the back of the net. Hoover now moving in transition with 4:10 left to play here in the fourth quarter. They're up 15-8 over Strongsville. I thought that was in the back of the net. I saw the net move. Everyone stopped play. Hoover lost the ball in transition. Strongsville gets it right back. They're at the right wing on the near sideline. That's Rayon Muhammad. Muhammad tried to get it over to Haley Houston near the X, but that goes out of bounds. Hoover will get possession. And it looks like Strongsville is not going to be able to come up with a comeback here. Hoover is going to make it 6 in a row. And Strongsville is going to go back to 5-5.
It's been a great effort for the Mustangs in this one. I really admire their fight that they've had. There were a couple times earlier in the game where it seemed like the Vikings were going to make this game look like another blowout, but the Mustangs were able to hang around. They were able to have a couple nice runs of their own in this one. But at the end of the day, this Vikings team is just too talented, and that's why they lead by 7 right now.
Hoover takes a timeout. We'll take it with them. 3:20 left here to play in the fourth quarter. Hoover leads Strongsville 15-8 here at Pat Catan Stadium at Strongsville High School. Back here at Pat Catan Stadium, Hoover leads Strongsville 15-8 here in the fourth quarter with 3:20 remaining. Jared Vinecourt joined alongside Nick Terwark. And we want to remind you that we will be back for our next broadcast May 1st, as we will be back here at Pat Catan Stadium as the Strongsville Mustangs will take on the Hudson Explorers. And the Hudson Explorers are 8-0, Nick. They're on the verge of going 9-0. They're facing Copley tonight. And this Hoover team is going to face Hudson this Thursday. So that'll be a big test for two potentially undefeated teams.
Yeah, I mean, one of them's not going to be undefeated after that game. And for the Mustangs, it's another really tough matchup that they have to have here coming up.
Before we see Strongsville again, they're going to have 3 games. Their next game will be this Friday at home against Olentangy, as we stated earlier. As out of the timeout, we get ready to play this last 3 minutes and 20 seconds. Hoover with possession from out of the timeout. Avery Miller on the left wing. Moving to her right, to the right wing on the far sideline. Try to get it over to Nia Kitchens, but ball goes out of bounds. Strongsville will get possession. .245 left to play. Lily Drensky will take the ball on the far sideline on the left wing. She moves to her right. Gives it over to Addie Owen-Kren. Gives it over to Haley Houston. To Ray Muhammad. Fires a shot, but saved, a scoop save by Brennan Miller, who's now inside the crease for the Vikings. I do apologize earlier. We believe that Brennan Miller started the second half inside the crease, but we didn't notice until late, so we apologize for that.
And Miller, she's done an excellent job so far for the Vikings in the net.
And both teams have played both goalkeepers here today. Usually you only see one goalkeeper one day and then another goalkeeper another day, but both of them playing here tonight. As Hoover is in possession on the near sideline on the left wing. That's Isabella Oler. Gives it over to Shantz in the middle of the field. 1:35 left here to play in the fourth. And if you're Hoover, you're not really trying to score. You're just trying to chew down clock.
Yeah,
Oler.
The Vikings, they just need to continue to focus on making smart, simple passes, not doing anything too flashy. Just continue to drain that clock and get out of here with a victory.
And at the doorstep with a goal for Hoover, I believe that was Nandy Kitchens. And that is Nandy Kitchens with her second goal of the season. She's fired up. She gets on the scoreboard for the Vikings.
Yeah, great play there by Kitchens, just going straight at the net, firing a really good shot from close range, and now extending the Vikings' lead to 8 goals here with 1:14 left to play.
Thank you, Nick. I'm glad I didn't have to do it this time. The Kitchens sisters, you have the junior Nia Kitchens, defender for the Vikings, and then her younger sister, Nandy Kitchens, with a goal. Assuming they're sisters. On the draw. Strongsville wins it. They're on the near sideline on the right wing. That's Ray Muhammad. Muhammad loses it. Both teams fighting for the ball on the near sideline. Hoover comes up with it. That's Madison Slawknocker. On the right wing on the far sideline, that's Avery Miller. She gives it over to Melina McFadden in the middle of the field. McFadden moving to her right towards the right wing on the far sideline. And she gets fouled inside that 8-meter arc. Melina McFadden will have a free shot on the right side of the arc on the far sideline. She's trying to make it 6 goals on the night, Nick. 36.8 seconds left. 16-8, Vikings lead the Mustangs here in the fourth. We've already seen McFadden score on a couple free shots. Whistle is blown, and there it is. Melina McFadden with her 6th goal of the night. The senior gives the Vikings the 17-8 lead with 35 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Once again in the top left corner of the net, Melina McFadden having a career night here tonight in Strongsville.
Yeah, what a night it's been for McFadden. And her shot, when she's on these free shots, man, she fires it so fast into the back of the net. I would not want to be in goalie against one of her shots. And she just has been so impressive tonight. Just her sharp shooting, her really good passing, just an all-around really great player.
She just zips it right past the goaltender, as you said. Now, I do believe, don't quote me again on this, I do believe that's a season high for her. I don't know if that's a career high for her. She is a senior. Just continuing to add to that goal total for her high school lacrosse career for Hoover. As Strongsville wins the draw, they're on the left wing on the far sideline, but with 20 seconds left, that's not going to really do much for them. Strongsville trying to get a shot off. They give it over in the middle of the field to Maya Parrott. Fires off a shot deflected by Miller. And that's going to do it. The North Canton Hoover Vikings make it 6 in a row. They defeat the Strongsville Mustangs 17-8 here at Packatan Stadium in Strongsville, Ohio at Strongsville High School. What a game, Nick.
Yeah, it really was a really entertaining game here tonight. I applaud the effort of the Mustangs here in this game. I thought they actually played a pretty solid game, just was not enough against this extremely talented Hoover Vikings team. Just, I don't know too many teams that are going to be able to beat this Vikings team the rest of the way. They were so impressive tonight. I mean, 6 goals from Melina McFadden, 4 goals from Kim Oddie. Just a great all-around performance for this Vikings team. They're so impressive.
Head coach John Streb now makes it 6 in a row for his North Canton Hoover Vikings. And as we mentioned earlier, they will have a big test against the Hudson Explorers this Thursday at Hudson. Hudson currently 8-0 and playing Copley, trying to make it 9 in a row for their season. We'll have to see how that contest plays out because, as we mentioned, we have these Strongsville Mustangs girls lacrosse team against those Hudson Explorers on May 1st. That's our next broadcast. With the loss for the Strongsville Mustangs, they move to 5-5 on the year, back to 500. They will play Olentangy this Friday here at Packatan Stadium for another home matchup. And then this Saturday, they will head to Olentangy Orange. So 2 big games for the Mustangs, trying to get back in the win column and separate themselves from that 500 mark. Head coach Sandy Hagan of the Strongsville Mustangs trying to get above the 9 wins they had a season ago at 9-9. And like I stated, get away from that 500 mark, try to get some games above 500 before the postseason. That's going to do it here at Packatan Stadium. Once again, your final score: Hoover Vikings 17, Strongsville Mustangs 8. He's Nick Terwark. I'm Jared Vinecourt. Have a great night, everybody, and we'll see you next time here on Keon Sports Network.